This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? In tonight's video, we're going to be looking at the whole of the weekend's results for the Premier League, the English Premier League. This is an ASMR video, so I'm going to be speaking really quietly to help you relax and maybe drop off to sleep. But otherwise, we're going to be having a look at all the results, the scorers, and at the end of the video, the updated table. Okay, are you ready? So, first of all, we've got Spurs and Brighton. So, Spurs won this match 1-0 with a Harry Kane goal. A couple of yellow cards, and Son was the assist for Harry Kane. I haven't actually seen this match. But at the minute, to win away in Brighton is quite a big step for anyone at the minute. They're playing such good football. So yeah, and they had their full team out as well. So a good win for Tottenham away. Yet another goal for Harry Kane. Okay, next. I'm slightly surprised by this result. Leicester were so good against Nottingham last week, 4-0 winners. Bournemouth have done really well here. Their new manager must be really getting the team organised. So goals from Patson Daka to begin with for Leicester, and then for Bournemouth, Philip Billing and Ryan Christie. Assist from Dominic Solanke. So, home win for Bournemouth. Very impressive, actually, I think. I know you're probably thinking, oh, but Leicester are bottom of the table. Why was that impressive? Because I think Bournemouth could have been down the bottom if it weren't for this victory. Good to see my man Chris Mepham of Wales playing, and Kiefer Moore on the bench. Oh, just come on for the last 2 minutes. Yeah, I heard he's been quite impressive. Mepham at the back, heading away, lots of crosses. So actually, considering it's this early in the season, it's quite a big result for Bournemouth at home to get some more points on the table, albeit against a Leicester side that, apart from last week, has been struggling. I was expecting them to get at least a draw in that match, if I'm honest. Okay, another big win for Newcastle. 5-1 this time at home. No red cards involved. Bruno Guimaraes, very impressive. Brazilian with 2 goals. Jacob Murphy gets a goal. And Miguel Almiron gets another goal. So he's having a crazy season at the minute in terms of his goal scoring record. Ivan Toney, I never know whether it's Ivan or Ivan. I really rate him. I like him as a player, actually. He scored a penalty on the 54th minute. Assists from Kieran Trippier and Callum Wilson. A really important win. I said at the start of the season that they probably just be below the European spots. The way they're playing at the minute, maybe they'll get into Europe. They're playing well enough, and a couple of other teams that would normally be vying for those spots are having wobblies, like West Ham. So yeah, maybe it's their turn to get back into Europe. I would love it, if I'm honest. Okay. Is it boring yet? Doing the Man City scorelines 4-0 against Southampton at home. Cancelo, Foden, Mahrez, and guess who? Erling Haaland. Can you imagine? He must have got to the 64th minute and thought, what am I doing wrong? I haven't scored a hat-trick yet. Assists from Foden, who's having an amazing season. Kevin De Bruyne, my least favourite player. Rodri and Joao Cancelo. Cancelo is having a really good season as well, isn't he? I'm worried about Southampton. I think they're going to be in the relegation battle for sure. And I think their manager is probably one of the next to go. Hate to say it because I really like him, but yeah, they're not started great this season. And someone who didn't start great but is playing much better now is Chelsea. New manager Graham Potter is starting to get them going. So goals from Kai Havertz, Pulisic and Armando Broja. Assists, 2 from the very impressive Mason Mount and 1 from Kovacic. No goals in reply from a very... I'm worried about Wolves as well. I think that they probably will go down this season. We'll see though what the new manager will be able to try and do. Okay, so that was Saturday's round of matches. On the Sunday, we had Everton at home to Man United. Man United, of course, after that crushing defeat to Man City last week, had to try and show their credentials again. Alex Iwobi scored in the 5th minute. That probably would have worried them. But then Anthony scored again, the influential Brazilian that they got from Ajax, and Cristiano Ronaldo, who has got a rare start, scored on the 44th minute. Assists from Martial and the newly signed Casemiro, who also looks to have started for the first time. Let's have a look. So, Bruno Fernandes, Casemiro, yes, Anthony, Martial. Interesting. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't start, but he came on in the 29th minute for Martial. But Martial had already provided an assist for Anthony at that point. Okay, fair enough. That confused me. Not hard. Arsenal, I watched this match. It was amazing. It was like a match of FIFA. It's end to end, goal, goal, goal. 3-2. They were pulsating. The stadium was just so loud and it was brilliant. Goal from Martinelli, who's so impressive. In the press conference beforehand, the Liverpool manager said, we need to watch out for Martinelli, and within a minute he scored. So he was right. And then goals from Saka, both in open play and from a penalty, so there's 2 for him. Assists by the very impressive Ødegaard, and another assist for Martinelli. And then, Liverpool didn't play great, but they just didn't let Arsenal get away from them. Goals from Núñez and Bobby Firmino. Assists by Luis Diaz, who did have to go off injured. I'm a bit worried about him. And Diogo Jota. Yeah, it was a really entertaining match. And there was an incident that we don't know much about that may have been between Henderson and maybe Gabriel. But it's all a bit hush-hush at the minute, which means that Twitter's all over it, obviously, and they're suggesting it could be a racist incident, but I'm not going to say anything until I know for sure. But more info on that when it comes. Okay. Next, another win at home for West Ham. They're starting to build speed after a really slow start. This time against Fulham, who, without their talisman of Mitrovic, look to be struggling a bit actually. Goals, they started with a goal from Pereira, but then Charbonne scored again, Scamacca scored again, and then Michail Antonio got a goal in the 91st minute to top it off. Attendance 62,459, that's insane. Such a big attendance. Yeah, I think West Ham are looking okay now. I wonder how high they could get up the table after such a poor start. Fulham, have they lost the last 2 now? I wasn't worried about them before, but you only need a bad run in this league and all of a sudden they sack your manager and then you got to start from scratch. Nice to see Harry Wilson coming off the bench after a long layout with injury, getting a couple of minutes in his legs before the World Cup for Wales. Okay, next one, Crystal Palace against Leeds 2-1. Crystal Palace at home can basically beat anyone, can't they? I really like the way that they play. Edouard and Eze, love Eze, I think he's fantastic. Cancelled out Pascal Strauch's goal on the 10th minute for Leeds. Assists by Michael Olise and the fantastic Wilfried Zaha. Yeah, Leeds would have been disappointed not to hold on for a draw there. And but it's not a terrible result. They got the first goal and they were drawing at half time. They'll be frustrated that they lost the match and didn't get any points whatsoever. But otherwise, it's not a bad result in a difficult place to get a score. Okay, and Monday Night Football. I watched this match live last night. Well, this probably is going to come out on the Wednesday, so Monday night. And it was a pulsating match, really good, start to finish, really entertaining, really lacking in quality though. Lots of giving the ball away, missing shots that should have been goals. Goals from Emmanuel Dennis and Ashley Young. Ashley Young's goal was really good, but there's some weird statistic that says that they've conceded an unbelievable amount from outside the box of West Ham, Nottingham Forest. So they need to work on that desperately. But when you see the goal, there's not much that could have been done by the goalkeeper. So I think they just need to look at their defensive responsibilities and pick up people who are running and who, look like they're going to shoot from that distance. And Aston Villa, fair play to them. I know that they're sort of struggling at the beginning of the season and people are talking about Gerrard's job already. But to be honest, they could have easily won this match and their possession was really good and their number of touches in the Nottingham Forest box was really good. They were a little bit unlucky, which I'm kind of glad about because I like Nottingham Forest being in the league. And they're the team that I'm supporting this year because they've got quite a lot of Welsh players. Two of my favourites, in fact, with Brennan Johnson and Nico Williams came off the bench. Wayne Hennessy hasn't played yet. Yeah, I think they need time to settle. It's a really good touch from the Nottingham Forest board to give the manager for a 4-year contract when people are talking about the safety of his job. It's reassuring, and I think personally they should keep him on even if they get relegated. He's fantastic, and I think it gives them the best chance of coming back up. But this whole concept of changing managers every 5 minutes is just ridiculous. Yeah, so I'm really glad that I thought that was a really nice touch from the Nottingham Forest board to assure him on his future at the club. And all the players know exactly what's happening now too. Okay, let's have a look at the table. And then we'll finish. So Arsenal still top. That's that one loss to Man United. 8 wins. Man City 2 draws, 7 wins. Spurs still in 3rd. Chelsea now up to 4th. Man United 5th. Newcastle 6th. Impressive. Brighton with that loss down to 7th. Bournemouth are up to 8th. Incredible. Fulham dropped a little bit, but they're still in a safe 9. Liverpool, did I say Fulham? Fulham. Liverpool down to 10th, and they've got Man City next weekend. Eek. So they could be as low as, if all the teams below them pick up a point, which I don't even know is possible because it depends on who's playing who. Worst case scenario, they could be in 16th place next weekend if Man City does what Man City does. Then you've got Brentford, who have started to struggle a little bit, down in 11th. Everton 12th, West Ham up to 13th, Leeds down to 14th, Crystal Palace up to 15th, Aston Villa down to 16th, Southampton down to 17th, Wolves in the relegation zone 18. Nottingham Forest off the bottom now with that draw, up to 19th, and Leicester dropping down to 20th. They're still in trouble. Just that one win so far for them. Okay, I'll leave it here and drop me a comment, let me know about your thoughts on this weekend's round of matches. And yeah, really good that you're here watching the video. Thank you so much for all your support, and I hope you're nice and relaxed. Take it easy, and we'll see